CQRS stands for Command Query Responsibility Segregation, and it's the powerful pattern that splits your application actions into two separate paths, commands and queries. As you can see here that the APIs are either following the path of command or a path of query to communicate with the database. Example of commands can be creating a user or adding a product in a shopping basket. Similarly, the example of queries can be viewing a user profile or fetching a list of products. Let's cover some of the key differences between the commands and the queries. Commands modify the system state. Normally, we use commands to insert, update, or delete data in the database. Commands typically do not return any data to the caller. Queries do not modify the system state. They do not update any data, so they don't have any side effects. Queries are normally used to return data. One of the key principles of the CQRS pattern is the separation of command and the query models. CQRS distinctly separates the operations that change the system state from those that retrieve data. By separating the reads and the writes, each path can be scaled and optimized independently. This is especially beneficial for the read-heavy systems where the ratio of reading the data is higher than writing the data. The separation allows us to use the different data stores for commands and the queries. For example, a system might use a write-optimized database for commands and the read-optimized database for queries. CQRS promotes the separation of concern that allows us to focus on different requirements for each path. For our queries, the flow can be relatively simple. We want minimum steps or indirections to maximize the performance of our queries. For the commands, the flow is significantly more complex because first we need to fetch the entity from the database and then we need to execute the business logic by often relying on the domain-driven design and the rich domain models.